How's it going, everyone? Welcome to live show. We are live right now, okay? And it's another day, all right? Another opportunity to make money in the market, all right? So if you're just joining, you're welcome. Welcome to the live show. Let's look at the crypto market today and see what exactly the market holds for us today, okay? So welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Make sure that as you're joining, okay, you smash that like button, guys. So currently what I'm looking at is the Bitcoin chart, all right? The Bitcoin chart is what I am currently looking at right now. This is the setup we had yesterday, right? So yesterday we were just below this area here, and then I told us that since Bitcoin is actually below this trend line, we should be looking for a sell. Okay, and then we had that set up here for a sell trade. Okay, let me go to the 1 hour time frame so that we'll see that clearly. So this was the setup we had for a sell trade, and then Bitcoin went to as low as 28,500. Okay, 28,500 plus or thereabout. All right, but it didn't get to a take profit target, which was around 28,400 plus. Okay, $412. That was what we wanted to take profit. But if you were smart enough and you are looking for like a 1 to 2 or even a 1 to 2 risk reward issue, this would have hit your take profit. Okay, and what changed the story yesterday was this pin back candle here. If we go back to the 4 hours, okay, so the story, what changed the narrative yesterday was this pin back candle here, right? Okay, you know what the pin back candle is? It is always a reversal candle. So we have the bullish pin bar candle, and then we'll have the bearish pin bar candle. So this candle here changed the narrative for us. And then Bitcoin that we're expecting to go to as low as 26,000. This particular candle here changed the story. And what happened? We broke above the trend line, and then Bitcoin started going up. And currently, we are seated at 29,600. Okay, 29,600. That is the level we are seated on right now. So I see a possibility of this coin going up. But one thing you should equally note is that the area Bitcoin is currently seated is a resistance, all right, which is why I have marked it out here. Okay, this is a resistance. So right now we expect Bitcoin, or we expect this candlesticks on the 4 hours and the higher time frame, okay, even the daily time frame, to start closing above 29, okay, 29,700 and all of that. Then we can expect Bitcoin to go back to 30,000 and even up back to as high as 31,000 and all of that. All right, so this is what we want to pay attention to. If we start having a pullback here and Bitcoin start going back down, all right, then we should be taking it down. Okay, all right, and this candle you see here now may be a change, okay, in the market, where it will start going down back again and all of that. But we should be looking at taking a long trade, anything from 29,300 and above. But make sure that you keep this in mind. Okay, 29,600 is still a very strong resistance that you want to pay attention to. So once we break above this area, you should be looking for long trades up to 30,000. Even at 30,000, we can still have a rejection around that area coming down. All right, so just make sure that you're following the market bomber to bomber, guys. Okay, so it is always scalping, right? If you don't have that mind to stay in the market for a very long time, you don't have that mind to see floating losses on your account. Okay, all you just need to do is to make sure that you are scalping the market, guys. Okay, $10, $20, $30, $100, depending on your capital. Okay, depending your account size. Even with a $50 account, okay, $10 daily is possible, guys. $10 daily is possible. All right, so that is exactly what we should be looking at today, and see how this plays out. All right, let's see how this plays out, and we'll take it out. We'll take it off from there. Okay, but what basically as traders we look for, whether you're a day trader, you're a swing trader, you're an investor, or even a scalper, we'll just look for the opportunities to make the money in the market, and we exit the market. Okay, all right, guys. So yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Make sure you are smashing that like button, guys. Make sure you are smashing that like button as you join up. Make sure you are smashing that like button, okay? You want us to look at KNC, okay? Yes, let's all of the token that you have here. So we'll see how we can take it. Okay, good morning, Freeborn. Good morning, Vincent, everybody. You're welcome to the live show, okay? So yeah, let's start KNC, okay, from Kojo. Let's start with KNC and see what that token holds for us, okay? So KNC USDT. Let's see what we have here. We're going to get, Yeah, look at that. Look at that. If you are not in this trade already, you have missed all this move. Okay, if you are not in this trade already, you have missed all this move. So we'll look for a new setup, guys. We'll look for a new setup. So currently, KNC is using the 200-day moving average, which is this blue line you see here as a base, okay, as a resistance, okay, as a ceiling. So it's using this as a ceiling. So we had, this fake out here, and then it's pulling back down. Okay, so it's pulling back down. So right now for me, what I'm looking for right now for we don't know how far this token can go. Okay, so what we have to do is to plot our trend lines and see where we can have a bounce to the upside and all of that. Okay, so with that, I will equally say here is a key level, okay, a resistance, which is where we just rejected from, guys, which is where we just rejected from, guys. Okay, so I will use that area as a resistance and all of that. So I will equally use this area as a base here. Okay, we can equally use there as a support level and all of that. So if I go to like the 4 hours time frame, let's see a clearer picture here. So what we want to see play out on KNC is this pullback that we have here. All right, so let me make this equal with this other one. Yeah. So this pullback that we are having here right now, KNC, I want to see it bounce from this trend line. Remember, we are in that upward movement, right? That which is why we plotted this trend line. We have been rejected from this trend line, and gradually we just slightly broke above the 200-day moving average, and now we are coming back. So what I want to see play out on KNC is to have a rejection. Okay, I want to see this market move this way and then reject from this trend line. If it rejects from this trend line, what you should be doing is looking for long trade and take it to the upside, right? If we reject at this trend line, be taking a trade to the upside. But if we come down and break this trend line, the next area you should be looking at taking a trade will be this zone right here. Okay, so if we break this trend line, then the next area you should be looking at taking a trade will be this zone right here. Okay, so support right now. Okay, so this is the area I'll be looking at right here. All right, to take a trade to the long side. Okay, that is if we break below this trend line. But if we reject from this trend line, I'm taking a trade to the long side and I'm targeting around 83 cents. Okay, and then if we continue to go up, then you can trail your profit up to whatever as high as you want. Okay, but if we break below this trend line, then the next level you should be looking at picking a trade is this support level here at 57. Okay, 57, 50, yeah, 57, between 57 and 58 cents. That is exactly where I'll be looking at picking a trade to the upside, guys. All right, so that is what currently I should be looking at for KNC. All right, this is exactly the setup I'm looking at for KNC. So let it play out, and then you follow that. You take that trade to the upside. So yeah, I will have a setup here. Okay, so if I bring my long position to, I'll be looking for long setup for this KNC token. If I bring my long position to, so I'll have a setup here. All right, and then following my first take profit will be the trend line in case we now use the trend line as a resistance, right? And then I can trail that to around that 83 cent, right? And then another setup will be from the trend line here. Okay, so we'll have from the trend line here, and then we can take it up to that level and even higher depending on how the market plays out. All right, so that is exactly the setup that I'm looking at for KNC. So you want to make sure that you set your alert, you pay attention to this and see how it plays out. Once it plays out very well, as I've set up here, go ahead and take your trades, okay? And then that will give you some profit in the market. All right, so guys, if you love what we do here every day, make sure you smash that like button. Okay, smash that like button because we need to reach as many as possible. The whole essence of this live streaming, live trading is just to prove that aside getting a government job and all of that, okay, or getting a job that can actually pay your bills, you can leverage on one of the most lucrative online business, which is trading. All right, it could be trading crypto, it could be trading forex and all of that. All right, but I prefer crypto because I can wake up any time of the day, I can wake up during the weekend and all of that and see opportunity to trade crypto. All right, and I keep telling you guys, all right, if you are consistent, the most important thing is to acquire the knowledge, guys. It is not magic. You cannot just come in because you have the money and you start throwing it around and you start seeing the result, okay? Which is why we look at these areas. We look at possible areas where the market will reject from, right? And then spotting these areas are very easy. The most difficult thing in trading is dealing with your emotions, your greed. All right. I had a trade yesterday. Which trade is that? The MTL yesterday, right? That trade was in profit by 10%. Okay, it was in profit by 10% plus or thereabout. But I didn't close that trade. But guess what? Right now that trade is minus 20 something percent because I didn't put stop loss and all of that. All right. So from 10% where I would have taken profit because I wanted it to go down more, what happened? The market went against me and all of that. So one thing I want you guys to learn is when you come into the market, you should have a target. All right, I have $100 capital in this market. If it goes against in my favor by 5%, by 10%, I'm taking profit. If it goes against me by 2%, 3%, I'm closing the trade. Okay, always be sure that you stick to that. That fear of losing money will make you lose everything that you have, guys. Okay, so make sure you smash that like button. All right, so yeah, the next token we'll be looking at is TRS. Okay, so let's look at TRS and see what that token has for us. I think we looked at this yesterday, right? Or I think, or maybe it was last week. Okay, TRS USDT. Let's look at what that token holds for us. Yeah, currently, so we looked at this last week, and this was the areas I mapped out last week when we were having this massive fall. Was it last week or yesterday? I can't really say. Okay, so yeah, we had this pull down here. We rejected from this area. So here is our resistance. We rejected from there, and then we're hoping that we'll bounce from this trend line. Okay, we're hoping that we'll bounce from this trend line and all of that, but we did not. Right now, we broke below that trend line, and then we have a retest here. So it is a sell for me, guys. It is a sell for me. All right, except something magic happened here, and then the token, this coin start going up eventually. But for now, it is a sell for me, guys. All right, you see this trade? It is a sell for me, and your target should be anything around 0.071 or 0.070. Okay, so I see this token coming back to retest, to test this 200-day moving average. We may have a rejection from the 200-day moving average going up. Okay, we may have a rejection from the 200-day moving average going up. So for this particular token, for me, it is a sell. All right, for me, it is a sell. So what you want to do to take your trades is, since we did not enter the trend line at that 0.078, you can go to lower time frame and start looking for your entry levels. Okay, and start looking for your entry levels. While you are looking for your entry levels, you want to equally pay attention to this area here at 0.077. All right, this token has been struggling, so you see that it comes back, pull back up to that trend line. It comes again. Currently, we are just close to that area. But if we break this area, then I see this token going to as low as 0.071, 0.070, okay, which is that 200-day moving average that we are looking at currently on a higher time frame. Okay, so for this particular token, it is a sell for me, guys. All right, so it's a sell for me, and my target will be around 0.07145. Okay, that is what I'll be looking at for Vincent. Okay, if you are going to take this trade, go to the lower time frame and look for a good entry. Okay, so go to the lower time frame and look for a good entry. For me, if we come back and reject at this area again, I'll be entering anything at around 0.078. Okay, I'll be entering a trade to the downside and see how this plays out. All right, so make sure that you bring your short position to and be waiting for a good entry, and then you can target to as low as that area there. Okay, to as low as that area, and put your stop loss slightly above in case the market have a sudden it suddenly reverses from here and start going up. You don't want to be in that trade any longer, because anything above this trend line will mean that we are going up to that resistance level of 0.085 or thereabout. Okay, so for TRS, for Vincent, this is exactly what I am going to look at right now. Okay, so Chineye, you welcome to the live show. Franklin, you welcome everyone. Okay, welcome. Yeah, for Pepe, Pepe, yeah, I've been in Pepe trade for a while now, but look at it and see what is possible with Pepe. I think I had that on my watch list. Okay, so for Pepe, yes, look at it. Yeah, Pepe, a good area to pick Pepe would have been, somewhere Let's look at where Pepe. Okay, these are the setups I've been looking at. Okay, since I entered this trade, these are the setups I've been looking at. Okay, so currently, if you look at this, we were just within this 618 level, right? So we rejected from the 618 level, went up to that area, which is the area I wanted to go back to again. But when I entered that trade, this market has been trending down all this while. So yeah, we are just between the 618 level and the 786 level. We are still within this support level here, okay? We're still within this support level here. So for Pepe, anything above this, anything below this, let's say anything at 0.0012, I'll be looking to long this market. Okay, I'll be looking to long this market based on what BTC is currently doing right now. Okay, sorry, I pulled that out. Based on what BTC is currently doing right now, guys, it is looking for a long trade. Remember yesterday I told us that almost all the tokens we were looking at were all at those support level. All right. So for those of you who actually took trades, who actually followed up and took, all the trades setup we had at that support level, you in one way or the other be in profit. You will want in one way or the other be in profit. Okay. So for now, we can remove this Fibonacci retracement tool and see how this plays out. All right. So I want to have a rejection at this area. If we have a rejection at this area, guys, you take a trade to the long side. That's exactly what I'm looking at. Okay. If we have a rejection at this area, or even at this lower, the low as the 0.00121, okay, you should be looking to long Pepe. All right. Currently, though, I know we are in that downtrend, but I see Pepe going up, guys. I see Pepe going up. Alternatively, all right, depending on what your confirmations are, okay, you can wait for a break of this trend line and a retest of that trend line. All right, you can wait for a break of that trend line and then a retest. So if we have a break above this trend line, right, if that is what you're looking at, because if this comes and reject from here, there's every probability that will come above this trend line. So if you want to wait for a break, you wait for a breakout and then a retest of that trend line, and then you can take it to the upside. Okay, so this is exactly what I am looking at for the Pepe token, right? If you want to trade this token, that is exactly what I'm going to look at. Wait for a breakout of this trend line and a retest, then you can take the trade to the upside. Okay, a breakout and a retest, you take a trade to the upside. That is exactly what I will be doing if I'm to trade the Pepe token, guys. Okay, that's exactly what I'll be doing if I'm to trade the Pepe token. And you see this clearly when you go to lower time frames like the 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so the 15 minutes time frame will give you a quicker entry, all right, and a better entry. So we come reject here, go above the trend line, retest it, and then you start doing a trade to the long side. All right. Yeah, welcome everyone. Let's look at Litecoin. Yeah, Litecoin halving will be a few hours from now, right? Yeah, Litecoin halving will be few hours from now. So let's look at Litecoin and see what's happening. Are we going to have that pump? Okay, that sudden pump, or we're going to start rejecting. Was it Freeborn who said that yesterday? Somebody was saying that he was going to short Litecoin. I see Litecoin dumping and all of that. Okay, so he was going to short Litecoin after the halving. The halving should be, um, you know, a moment from few hours from now. Okay, so yeah, currently Litecoin is just seated, above this 200-day moving average. Remember, this was the candles we were looking at yesterday. Okay, so we had, that pin back handle that, just changes everything. So we are currently above this level here. Okay, so this our line here is showing this is our support right now. So that's the area we are looking at right now. So anything below this area, guys, is going to be a sell. Anything below this area, a break below this trend line and all of that, even the trend line is still even far. All right, so even the 200-day moving average. So anything below this area, guys, you should be looking at selling and selling and selling. So Litecoin has currently been rejecting at around that $95 area. So if you are looking for a trade, I don't know what how the halving will impact the market, but I feel that it will be both positive and negative. Maybe we'll have a sudden pump and then we start dumping. So what you should be looking at, guys, pay attention to Litecoin. I don't have any trade setup for Litecoin right now. I cannot give you any trade setup for Litecoin right now. But what I want you to do is to just pay attention to these areas that we have here. Okay, so anything below this area, you should be looking at selling Litecoin. All right, if Litecoin goes below this area, maybe it can go to as low as 87. $88 or thereabout, okay? Or maybe we can come back to this trend line at $85 and bounce from here and start going up. So what you want to do, what I will encourage you to do is pay attention, okay? Pay attention to Litecoin and all of that. So if I go ahead and check, let's see how many hours we have for Litecoin, okay? What's the name of the Litecoin website again, sir? Okay, let's see how many hours we have left for the Litecoin halving. So when that happens, guys, when that happens, it can either impact the market positively or negatively or thereabouts. So just pay attention to the market, okay? Maybe everybody who was buying Litecoin will start selling and then the market will start dumping. So yours is to take advantage of that opportunity when it starts dumping, okay? When the market start dumping, you want to take advantage. So in 8 hours from now, okay, 8 hours from now, this should be happening, okay? 8 hours from now should be sometime, around, is it 2, 3 or thereabout, okay? Depending on your time zone. So 8 hours from now, that is when the halving will be happening. So it can either, you see Litecoin start dumping and all of that, okay? So at $92, if it continues to go down, go to your lower time frame and start looking for your entries. Okay, go to lower time frames and start looking for your entries. So I'm saying if this breaks below this area, we start seeing candles close below this area, then I'll start looking for sell. So your first take profit level will be around that $89, okay? And then if it continues to go down, you can follow the market until you get to $87, $86 and all of that. All right, so that is basically what I'll be doing for Litecoin, okay? Yeah, Franklin, that is exactly what I'll be looking at for Litecoin. For SRP, let's look at what we have on SRP, XRP, USDT. Let's look at what we got there. So yeah, let's open up this chart and see what's possible here. Okay. Yeah. So did we look at this yesterday? I think, okay. Yeah, because this pullback into this area would have given you some profit, though it has not hit the target here, which is around that 70, $73 or thereabout. But we're having this pullback down here. All right. So remember, here is our support. So we continue to wait. All right. What are we doing basically is to wait to pick up a trade at this area here, this area of support. So if SRP comes down to around $68 or thereabout, okay, 68 cents, I'll be looking at taking a trade from here to the upside. Okay, so for SRP, I want to wait to get a rejection at this support area. I want to get a rejection at this support area. So if this candle comes down here to around this area, I want to take a trade to the upside. So if you want to enter a trade for SRP, you can actually short from this 69, okay, and then long from 60, okay. From that 69 will give you around 1% plus, okay, 1% plus. Then you should be looking at taking a long trade at anything at 0.682, 683 or thereabout. You should be taking a trade from here to the upside. Okay, so for SRP, I'll be looking for a trade to the upside, guys. I'll be looking at taking a trade at the support level, and then I'll be targeting anything at 70, 72, and all of that to the upside. All right, so that is exactly what I'm looking at for Litecoin. All right, so for AKRO, let's look at that. AKRO USDT. So let's look at that particular. I think that one has been on the Guinness list. Since yesterday. Yeah, it has been on the Guinness list since it. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Okay, look at that massive pump. Yeah. But guys, you should be careful. You see this week, all right? This was in one day. This particular week was sometime in December, and then it pumped up to that area and then dropped by like more than 50%. Okay, so you should be careful. That can actually play out on this candle right now. Okay, that can play out on this candle. But right now, guys, right now I can map out this area as our area of resistance, which currently the candle is above it. Okay, currently the candle is above that area right now. So if I look at the higher time frame, like the weekly time frame, all right, yeah, you see that since the listing of this candle, we've not passed this area here. Okay, so if you are not in this trade already, what I'll be looking for right now is, because I see this candle here closing below this our resistance level right? So if we go to like the 4 hours time frame, I see this candle closing below that area, guys. I see this candle closing below that area. But because the 4 hours candle is still above this resistance level, I wouldn't ask you to enter any trade right now, except you have money to hold on, for a longer time. But I see this candle dropping, okay? I see a massive pull down from here. Maybe from this candle will close in the next 1 hour, 20 minutes or thereabout. Maybe the next candle could start dropping and all of that. So what you want to start looking for, okay, is to go to a lower time frame, guys. Is to go to a lower time frame and look whether you have to continue this trend or you will start taking a trade to the downside. Okay, yeah, so you see this little bit of consolidation here. We want to either consolidate and continue the pump to the upside. This is the 15 minutes time frame, guys. Or if we drop below this area here, anything below 0.064, you should be looking at taking a trade to as low as 0.0055. Okay, 0055. So for this particular trade, be looking at both a long and a short opportunity, guys. Both a long and a short opportunity. Okay. So what I want to see is if this consolidates for a while here, all right, above this area, and then it pumps up this way, we want to follow that continuation of the trend. But if not, anything below this area, I'll be taking a trade to as low as this area. And if it continues to go down, you want to continue to trail the market until you get a good result. Okay. But from here to here should give you maybe 10, 5%, depending on what your targets are. Okay. Depending on what your targets are. So for this particular token, I'll be looking for both a long and short trade. I don't have a particular setup right now because the way it is right now, okay, the way it is right now, you see this week, all these weeks are what I'm afraid of. Because if you enter a long trade now, you could see it pumping, and if you are not there, maybe it pumps and eventually start coming down, creating this kind of wick you see here. It should definitely affect you. But right now, we are at that resistance level, all right? We're at that resistance level. So wait for the candles to close and then wait for possible entries for this particular trade, okay? Wait for possible entries for this particular trade. All right. So I will monitor this trade and then see how it plays out. I think I have time today, so I'll monitor the trade and see how it plays out and see possible scalping opportunities to trade this particular token. All right. So free bond, that is exactly what I should be looking at, and then look for good entry zone where I can enter, where I can exit, and all of that. Okay. So that's what I'll be looking at currently for this particular. The next token you want us to look at, okay, let's look at BNB. Okay, let's look at BNB and see what BNB has for us. I think I have BNB on my watch list. Do I have BNB on my watch list? I should. BNB should be on my watch list. Okay, my watch list is getting let me just type and look for BNB. Okay, BNB USDT, and see what that token has for us. All right. So yeah, BNB USDT. Is it a long or a short? Is it a long or a short? Okay. This is what I'm actually looking at for BNB, right? This is exactly what I'm looking at. I think this played out yesterday, though I'm not in that trade. Yes, it played out. Okay. It played out yesterday when we had that massive pullback on BNB with this particular candle here. So it played out. So if you were actually monitoring this trade yesterday, you would have entered a trade at around 238, 237, and then here would have been your profit too. But what we're targeting was just 250. Okay. But currently I see a pullback on this particular token. I see a pullback. So this pullback that is happening now, what we want to see play out is coming back to this our entry zone. Okay. So if this pullback happens and then comes back to this our entry zone, we are looking at that 230, 270, 237, 238. Okay, which is our entry zone that will be taking a trade to the upside. So for BNB, my setup for yesterday is still valid. All right. For those of you who had this triggered, you can close your trade right now in profit because you should be in profit right now. Okay. So if this triggered, pick up your trade around this area. This should be in profit already. Though our target was 254, but we have not gotten there yet. We can re-enter this trade again when this market drops to this area. Okay, when this market drops to this area. So if you want to short this trade right now, if I look at the 15 minutes time frame, let's look at what's possible here. Okay, So shorting this trade on BNB will be, taking, yeah, you can take a quick scalp. Okay, you can take a quick scalp and then target maybe around 240, 242 or thereabout. And then if the market continues to drop, okay, if the market continues to drop, you can target up to that 240, 238, and then re-enter a long trade from this area. Okay, but for me, I'm not going to enter any trade. I will wait for it to play out. Okay, wait for it to come down to this level, right? If it comes down to this level, you should be looking at a long trade to the upside. Okay, look at the long trade to the upside. It must not come down to this level, guys. It must not come down to this level, but this will be a good entry for me personally. This is what I'm looking at. This will be a good entry for me at this support area. Will be a good entry for me because if Bitcoin eventually start bouncing and all of that, you can see BNB play out by doing something like this, and then from here it can start going up. Okay, it can start going up from this area because if I plot my trend line, you see that we are, just going to go up that way. Okay, so we can have a rejection at this trend line here and start going up. But if we fail to break this trend, reject this from this trend line, then the next area of entry will be here. All right. So pay attention to BNB and just enter the trade accordingly. Pay attention to BNB and enter the trade accordingly. If I'm going to scalp this market, I'll still look at it on a lower time frame and be looking at the rejection. So if I go ahead and use that trend line, I can go to my lower time frame, like the 15 minutes time frame. So what I want to see play out for BNB, in case I don't get here at that 230, 237, 238, if it comes and reject at this area and bounce up here, then I'll be looking at taking a long trade from here. But if it breaks below this trend line, then this area of 237, 238 will be my entry for a long trade for BNB. Okay, so that is exactly what I'll be looking at for the BNB token. All right, that is exactly what I'll be looking at for the BNB token. All right, Arsenal fans, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, yes, let's look at the Joanne. Let's look at XL. Okay, let's look at that XLM and see what that token has for us. Okay, guys, do me a favor by smashing that like button. Okay, so SX LMUSDT. Okay, do me a favor by smashing that like button. Okay, and then for those of you joining for the first time, we do this every day, guys. We do this every day, and the whole idea of this is just to make us a profitable trader. Look at the market together and look at possible scalping opportunities to make some money in the market. So if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that, and you can equally go to the link of the description of this video and join. Okay. So yeah, for this particular token, that was possible with this token. Look at that. All right. So after we had this bounce, okay, from this 200-day moving average, in this token, I will just use the Fibonacci retracement tool and see possible entries area. Sorry, I didn't get that right. So let me do that again. So we use the Fib retracement to take it from this up here, okay, to that up, to that high there. And then currently, from what you can see here, we are seated. This token is currently sitting at that 50% level, right? The 0.5 level using the Fibonacci retracement tool is where we are sitting right now. Okay, remember my golden levels? The golden zones are the 618 level and then the 786 level, guys. Those are the golden levels, right? The golden levels are the 618 levels and then the 786 levels, okay? So those are the levels we are looking at. So for this particular token, I want to see a rejection at the 618 level, right? Okay, I want to see a rejection at the 618 level. So what I'm hoping that will happen is I want to see this token come down here. Okay, so if you use this as a trend line here, right? If we use this as a trend line, just the way the Fib retracement to give us, okay? We want to see a break of that trend line. And when we break below that trend line, guys, we want to come down to the 618 level, which is around 13 cents. Okay, around 13 cents. If we don't hold this area here, if we don't hold this area here, we want to see a rejection at 11 cents. Okay, a rejection at 11 cents. These will be the areas where I'll be looking for long trades for this particular token. Okay, this will be areas where I'll be looking for long trades for this particular token. Then if I want to scalp this token, what I can do is to go to lower time frames and be waiting for a break of that trend line. A break of that trend line and a retest will give me a confirmation to take a trade, okay, to take a trade to the downside. All right. So here on the 15 minutes time frame, you see that we are beginning to, go below that area. So what I want to see happen, right, because we had a consolidation here and then back up. So what I want to see happen or play out in this token is I want to see on the 15 minutes time frame a consolidation period around this area and then maybe come retest this area and start going down. So if we have that happens, I will take a short trade here and then I'll get level of 14 cent, which is the 50% level, which is where we reject here. All right, target that as my first take profit level and keep paying attention. If this token eventually continues to go down, all right, continues to go down and then we break below that 0.5 level with the Fibonacci retracement tool that we just drew here. If we break below that level, right, then we should be targeting the 618 level. Okay, so the 618 level will be at which is this if I go back to the higher time frame, okay, so the 618 level will be this our area here, all right, down here at 13 cent, all right, down there at 13 cent and all of that. So if we break this area, here will be your first take profit at 0.146, okay. If we break below this area, then you should be targeting another 8 for take profit will be at around 0.140, all right, and then you can target as low as 0.134. Okay, then from here, I believe we'll have a bounce from here, a rejection from here. Then you can be looking for long trade. Then if we fail to hold this position, then the next level where you can enter a trade to the upside will be at 11 cent. Okay, at 11 cent. That is exactly what I'm looking at for the XLM USDT pair. All right, for the XL, that is exactly what I'm looking at for Joan. Okay, this is exactly the setup I was looking at for this trade. Okay, so be looking for a possible scalping opportunity on a lower time frame. All right, I'll be shorting Litecoin. Yes, okay. Franklin was the one that said that yesterday. I'll be shorting Litecoin. Okay, yeah. So we just look at Litecoin. So let it play out. If it plays out, just follows. Okay. If it continues to dump, yeah, the halving will happen in 8 hours from now. So you're good to go. If it continues to dump, why not short Litecoin with as high leverage as you can and make some profit for yourself? Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining up. Okay. So let's look at what's possible here. Let's look at OP. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at OP USDT. Let's look at the OP token. OP is on my watch list here right now. So let's look at OP USDT. Okay, guys. I'll just look at these tokens. Prince Vincent, I looked for you yesterday. I couldn't see you. Welcome back to the show. All right, so let's look at what this few tokens. Okay, we'll look at OP, OGN, and then Sunshi, and then the Quantum. Okay, token, and we'll call it a day. All right, so for OP, this is the setup I had. The setup I had a few days ago. All right, so right now, OP is currently at these levels. Okay, so what we should be looking for is if we look at the higher time frame. Remember, OP pumped the other day to around 1, but we rejected. Okay, why we were using here as resistance, the 200-day day moving average as a resistance. Okay, so we broke above it and then we still dumped below it. So that 200-day moving average, all right, which is this area of 1.64, is still our area of resistance. All right, which is where we're having this rejection from. So for me, I'll be looking for a short trade, okay, for OP. And then if I'm going to short this trade, okay, guys, you can enter with market order right now. All right, you can enter with market order right now. And your first target for this particular trade, okay, your first target for this particular trade will be at around, anything around 1.57 down to that 1.54, okay, 1.57, 1.54 should be all of the targets you should be looking at for the OP token. All right, and then a rejection from this 1.54 should be taking a trade to the upside. All right, a rejection from this 1.54 will be taking a trade to the upside. So this is what I'm. But if we break below this area, guys, if we break below this area, okay, if we break below this area here, then you should look at the next area you should be looking at taking a long trade will be at this 1.40 area, okay, which is where we've been consolidating for a while now. Okay, this area will be where you take a long trade to the upside. But where I'm looking at the possible area that this market will reject from is this 1.54. All right, you can take a trade to the upside, but if we break below this area, then keep targeting until you get to the 1.40 level and start looking for long trades at those area. Okay, so yeah, for the OP token, that is the setup that I have currently for OP. Okay, so you can take a quick cap down to that 1.4, 1.54. Okay, 1.54, 1.55, or 1.56 would be a good area to TP. All right, so yeah, let's look at the next token. All right, I just said I was looking for, and then more tokens are coming. Okay, so OGN USDT. OGN USDT, let's look for what that token has for us right now. Okay, yeah, it's going to be a short trade for me, guys. Okay, yeah, because the 200-day moving average will serve as a resistance, but we have, this resistance up here. Okay, we'll have resistance up there at around 11 cents. All right, and then we can use there as our support, guys. This is our support down here. So I'll bring this down to this area. Yeah. So that is our support right here. So for this particular trade, what I want to wait to play out is I want to see it go to this level and reject from that 11-cent level. All right. I want to see it reject from this 11-cent level. You know why I cannot long this token? Because we may have a rejection. Okay, we may have a rejection at this 200-day moving average, which is possible. We may have a rejection at this 200-day moving average, and then we can have a pull up to this area of 11 cents and reject from there. So a better area for me to enter this trade would be to reject, to wait for the rejection at this level at 0.1158, and then I'll short the trade. Or if it comes back to this 0.098, I'm going to look for a long trade or a long opportunity. Okay. So for this particular token, Vincent, this is exactly what I'll be looking at. All right, I'm not going to enter any trade. I'll pay attention to this, particular token and allow it to play out. So you can see that clearly when you go to your lower time frame. Okay, I want to see us hold this 200-day moving average. If we reject here, fine, we can take it down. But if not, the area where we enter a short trade will be to see it reject at this resistance level, which is around that 11-cent level. All right, 11-cent level. If you long here and then we reject from this 200-day moving average, you could be in trouble. All right, and then if you short here and it continues to go up, you can be in trouble as well. So allow it to play out. Either we reject from here and take it down, or we'll come back from here, we'll look for long opportunity and take it up. Okay, so for the OGN USDT, exactly what I'll be looking for. All right, so yeah, that's the setup I'll be looking for. The next token we'll need to look at is the Sunshi USDT. So Sunshi USDT, what that token has for us. All right, so Sunshi USDT, yeah, this is what we have here. If you are not in that trade already, you are missing, guys. If you are not in this trade already, you're missing out. All right. You know why I take time to explain all these things? Because you can wake up middle of the night and see all of these things playing out. All right. You can just wake up maybe during the day when we don't live stream all through, right? We just look at the market and then we see how it plays. Take our time to explain all these things so that when it start happening, you can start taking advantage of it. Okay. You can start taking advantage of it and all of that. So here is our resistance, right? So which is where we just rejected from, right? So we rejected with that massive week. We have gone far already and all of that. Okay. So and the next thing is how far, all right? How far can this pullback go to? How far can this pullback go to? We can use our fib retracement to actually, let's say we take it from here and then we take it to that previous high there. Okay. So currently we are below the 0.36 level. Okay, so the next level I'll be looking at for a rejection will be at the 0.382 level. All right, the 0.382 level will be the next level I'll be looking for a rejection. If I go to like the 15 minutes time frame, so if we want to continue this trade, okay, if we want a continuation of this trend and all of that, we can have a rejection at 71 cent. Okay, that is 0.1. Okay, we may have a rejection at 0.71, but if we don't, possible areas you should be looking for rejection is equally the 0.5 level. Okay, which is around that 70 cent. Okay, but for me, if this token continues to go down until it gets down to this 68 cent, which is our 618 level. Okay, so if it gets to 68 cent, which is our 618 level, I'll be looking to take a trade. Okay, to your upside. I'll be looking to take a trade to the upside. All right. But for now, a better place I would have shorted this token would have been at that 75 cent, okay, which is that resistance level where it rejected from. But right now, what you can see is that this pullback might have started getting tired because we're already at that this 0.382 level. Yes, I think we are at that 382 level. So yeah, we can have a rejection here and continue the pullback. So if this token goes back up to this resistance level and we reject it again, what you want to do is to take a trade down. All right. But for now, wait for everything to play out. I'm not entering this trade already. If you missed this entry here at 75 cents, just wait for it to play out and then we take it to either the upside or the downside, depending on how it plays out. But for long trade, I'll be looking to enter a long trade from this 618 level. So anything at 0.69, 68 will be a long setup for me, guys. Okay, so for quantum, let's look at the QTUM token. Okay, so yeah, I'm exhausting this. Okay, so yeah, so let me finish the list and then we'll call it a day here, guys. All right, so yeah, currently we are just above these are 200-day moving average, guys. Okay, we are just above those are 200-day moving average. Will this trend continue or it will start dumping? Will it continue or it will start dumping? Okay, so you look at this, guys. Look at this. We just rejected from that area. Okay, now we are in between this our resistance level, and then we can use the 200-day moving average as a support level, guys. We can use the 200-day moving average as our support level, right? We can use the 200-day moving average. I'm not going to enter any trade here because we already rejected from that area. A good entry for me for short for a quick scalp would be to reject, okay, to enter at 2.9, okay, 2.94 or thereabout, and then by now you would have been in profit already. All right, by now you would have been in profit already. So we want to wait for this to play out, guys. We want to wait for this to play out. Maybe we'll come back to this 200-day moving average. If we reject from around 2.7 or thereabout, then we can start taking trades to the upside. If we reject at 2.7, we can start taking trades to the upside. Okay, remember the daily time frame, we still need this candle to close above that 200-day moving average for long trades. Okay, anything above this, if this candle closes above this area, then you should be looking for long trades. Okay, then if you go to your lower time frame and all of that, you should be looking for a long opportunity in the market for this particular token. All right, so right now just wait for this to play out, guys. Wait for it to come down to this day 200-day moving average at 2.75. If we reject this area, you can take it up, or one thing you can do is wait for the token to pull back up this way. Okay, so if we come back this way again and keep consolidating around this area and reject at this 2.95, then you can take a quick scalp to the downside. Okay, that is exactly what I'll be looking at for this particular trade, guys. That is exactly what I'll be looking at for this particular trade. So wait for it to play out and trade it accordingly. Okay, so wait for it to play out and trade it accordingly, guys. Wait for this to play out and trade it accordingly. All right. So that is exactly what I'm looking at for this particular trade. All right. So for the quantum token, that is exactly the setup I'm having here, and that is how I'm going to trade that particular token. All right, guys, smash that like button, guys. Smash that like button. If you are just joining us, you're welcome. Make sure the channel. All right. So yeah, the last token I'm looking at. Okay, Joanne just type another token. All right. So please don't type another one. The last token I'll be looking at will be that of Joanne, which is the Shiba Inu token. So for now, let's look at Ethereum. I think I have Ethereum on my watch list right here. It is on my watch list. So if we look at Ethereum USDT, so let's look at Ethereum and see possible trees. We just hope that BTC holds above that area. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, guys. So we rejected from this trend line, right? We came bounced from this trend line, went back up again. So we are at this resistance level at that 2.8, which was the area we were looking at yesterday, right? So right now we are having that massive pullback. But what I want to see play, I want to see Ethereum not break below this support. Okay, so this is going to serve as our support level, guys. This area is serving as a support level, and then we want to see a bounce from here. Okay, we want to see a bounce from here, and for me, for the Ethereum, okay, I'm going to be looking for a long trade, guys. I'm going to be looking for a long trade. So I have a long setup here. You can enter with market order, guys. You can enter market orders and just target this high of $1,870. Okay, $1,870. Then anything that will make us break below this area, you should be looking for a short trade. If we break below this area, you should be looking at shorting Ethereum to around $830, $840 and all of that. Okay. But for now, this setup should be it. Okay. So enter with market order for Ethereum and then target around 8,870, 75, $76. Okay. So that's what that is a setup for now. Okay. It's a long setup for me, guys. It's a long setup for me. So if you want to trade Ethereum, this is what I'll be doing. All right. If you want to trade Ethereum, this is exactly the setup I have here, and then target that area. Then if we come back to this area at 1,880 and reject here, okay, take a trade to the downside, guys. Take a trade to the downside. All right. So for AVI, that is exactly the setup I have. Okay, AVI is a long trade. You can enter with market order right now. Okay, enter with market order right now, and then if we get back to 1,880 and we reject there, take it down. All right. That's exactly what I'm looking at. And the last token I'm going to look at right now is the Shiba Inu token. Okay. So smash that like button, guys. Smash that like button. Smash that like button, guys. Okay. For Shiba Inu, I think it should be 1,000 SHIB for the Bybit exchange also. Yeah. Is it 1,000 or SHIB 1,000? Which one is it? Okay. Binance have 1,000. So I think it should be SHIB 1,000 for Bybit. Yes, it's SHIB 1,000 for Bybit. All right. So for Bybit is SHIB 1,000. All right. So yeah. So for Shiba Inu, Inu. Okay, yeah, so we had a sudden pump here a few days ago from this our trend line. We just bounced up there, and right now this level is going to serve as our support level right now. Okay, so Shiba Inu has been on this area, right? So since we broke this area up, right, we came here, test there, rejected, and I want to see another rejection here. Okay, for a long trade for me, I want to see Shiba Inu rejects this area again. All right. So you can go to lower time frame and start looking for possible entries at this area. All right. So I want to see Shiba Inu reject from this area down here at this 0.0081, and I will take a trade to the upside. Okay. So my entry will be somewhere here, and then I'll target this previous high here at 0.0086. Okay. So put your stop loss just there. Then if we break below this area, guys, if we break below this area, then a short trade will be to target the trend line here, because what I want to see is that Shiba Inu comes down and rebounds from this trend line, okay, and have a bounce from this trend line and start going up. All right, that is exactly what I want to look at. But if we have a rejection here, once this comes down to this area at 0.0081, then you should be taking a trade to the upside. But anything that will make it break below this area, short the market, because I see it covering this massive candle here and coming to bounce from this trend line. Okay, so if we break below this area, take a trade to the downside, and then this area here at 0.0078 or 79 will be your target. Then if we bounce from this trend line up, you should not take another trade to the upside. Okay, so let this play out and you are good to go. Okay, so Joanne, that is exactly what I've been looking for in the Shiba Inu token. All right, I noticed that you placed the fib at different points, not exactly at the bottom. It cannot be. Okay, it cannot be. We look at recent price action. We are looking at recent price action. So Fibonacci, where I place it on the 1 hour time frame, cannot be the same place. I can place it in one candle. All right, I can use like a block of candles. All right, if I want to particularly trade this one here, this is a 1 hour time frame, right? I can use my Fibonacci retracement to just within this zone, right? I can use it just within this zone because I want to see current price action. The Fibonacci, there's no like one pattern of drawing Fibonacci retracement to. I can equally do it on this candle alone, right? I can draw it on this candle. But if I want to look at this current price action, that price rejected from here, it came back up here, and then it's coming back. So what I want to do is, where exactly this rejection that is happening, how far can it go with my Fibonacci retracement to? So I take this week, right? And I bring it up to this previous high here. Okay. So then I'll see that exactly that this market is even rejecting at the 618 level. So it means that this setup I've given you, it may not actually happen. Okay, if I look at this current price action here, this setup I'm giving you here, it means that it will be very rare for this market to come down to this 0.0081. Okay, but because every other thing is dropping, BTC is dropping, and all of that, I see Shiba Inu even breaking below this 618 level, and maybe even the 718 level. 718 level is exactly the entry here. Sorry, the 786 level is exactly the entry here. Okay, so the 786 level is the areas we'll be looking at, because if the next candle closes or comes and break below this area, then we should be looking at Shiba Inu going to 0.0081 and all of that. Okay, so the fib retracement tool can be used in different angles. You can draw it from any angle. So if I'm taking this one here, my high will be the previous high, right? And all of that. If this candle was above this high, then I should be using, the high here to target it. But the recent high that I have here is this one, and this high is equally lower than this. Then if I want to start targeting bigger, I can use this one, but I'm just using the recent price action. There's no singular pattern of drawing the fib retracement tool, okay? There's no singular pattern. You can draw it on one candle depending on how massive the candle move. You can draw it on a particular, just a recent price action and all of that. All right, so don't be confused with the fib retracement tool. Yeah, I draw it differently. If I look at the 15 minutes time frame, the way I would draw it on the 15 minutes time frame will equally be different on the 1 hour time frame, which I just drew it now. Okay, so if I go, for instance, to the 15 minutes time frame, what should I be looking at the 15 minutes time frame? Okay, it is going to be almost the same thing on the 1 hour. Remember, the 1 hour I drew it from here, right? Up there. Maybe the 15 minutes time frame, I will equally maybe want to see how far this market can go. I bring it from up down. All right, I bring it from up down. So I want to see it come to this zero level, right? This 0.0 level, right? So I want to see it come down to this 0.00 level, which is where I just gave you the setup. So if this continues to come down and all of that, I want to enter a trade here. And then my first target will be the 0.23 level, second target 0.382 level, and then keep targeting until we get up there. All right. So those will now be your different take profit levels. Okay. Because we are going to long and all of that. So yeah, that's exactly how it is. There is no singular pattern in drawing the Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. That is all I have for you guys this morning. Okay. Treating malaria, and it's time for me to take my drug, guys. So I have to call it a day here. I would have loved to stay here all day, but I've been seriously down with malaria, so I will have to go take my drugs before I miss the time. Okay, thank you guys. Smash that like button, guys. Smash that like button. We'll do it again tomorrow, guys. We'll do it again tomorrow. Do have a wonderful day, and above all, a profitable day. Okay, it's possible to make money in this crypto market, so keep joining every day as we continue to do this. We'll look at possible scalping opportunities and make money in the market and all of that. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, and all of that. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you want to join the Telegram group, okay, lastly, before I go, guys, go to the description of this video. So once you go to the description of this video, let that load up. Let me show you. Okay, the Bybit trading competition is still ongoing. Okay, you can still join that trading competition right now. Okay, you can still register for that. So go to the description of this video, join the Telegram if you are not there already. Okay, so let this load up. Let me show you what I want to show you before we call it a day, guys. Okay, so if you go down to the description of this video, just go ahead and click on the show more button, guys. Once you click on the show more button, the first link here is to sign up for a Bybit account. For futures trading, I recommend that you sign up. Okay, you trade with Bybit. So if you are not trading with Bybit, because this challenge, everything is done on Bybit. Okay, so if you are not trading with Bybit, make sure you sign up for a Bybit account here. Then the second link will be to join my squad for the ongoing Bybit trading competition. So if you click on that second link, all right, to join my squad, it will bring you to this page. All right. This is one of biggest Bybit annual event, which is the trading competition. So I have 11 person currently on my squad. So once you click on that, it brings you here. Just register and then click on the join button, and you are good to go. All right. For you to be able to join any squad of your choice, you need at least $500 in your Bybit account. Okay, $500. It is not a must that you must trade with the $500, but Bybit just needs you to have up to $500 in your Bybit account. And then what you can do with that money is you can decide to trade with $10. You can decide to copy traders, whatever it is. Okay, you can decide to trade with part of that money and still leave the other one. Now, once you join, that qualifies you to sharing this $8 million that Bybit has set aside for this. Okay, and there are a lot of different activities you can participate in. All right, joining my spot alone, qualifies you to earn some, bonuses. You can copy trade that by going to the copy trading first. You can do the arena raffle. Okay, I think I have one raffle. I will do that raffle tomorrow with you and show you how it works and all of that. So make sure you use the link in the video description to go join my team, and then I'll see you guys. Okay, this trading begins in the next 15 days, so start warming up for that. All right, so thank you everyone for being here, and we see you again tomorrow. Bye bye. Okay, so tomorrow will be another day to make some money in market. So bye bye for now, and smash that like button.